Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome in. Good evening, sim racing fans of all ages, and welcome to the Midwest Elite Racing ARCA Series here on iRacing. Tonight we fire up the engines after a back-to-back stream here on Stam Studio Network. Welcome in to Stam Studio Network. My name is Sean Stam. Tonight we have the VBR 155 live from the World Center of Racing, Daytona International Speedway. That's the Von Bollinger Racing 155. Get ready, boys and girls. I hope you got your a little bit of a drink of choice. You got yourself a snack of choice here tonight, because where racing meets chess of upwards of 200 miles an hour. Tonight we have 62 laps ahead of us. Make sure you strap in. Like I said, you're not going to want to get up. Maybe within one of the 1 to 2 cautions that we have here tonight, but I have made it here. Shout out to the Overdrive Cup Series as well as Daniel for putting on a really great race right before this one. I made it out here on time, and real quick shout out to the sponsors and affiliates up there in the top right. There you see some codes scrolling across the bottom of your screen. I believe that's Tier 1 Setup Shop as well as Admin Box for a free Admin Box. Welcome in here. Appreciate you all joining in as we crest our way ever so closer to 1,000 subscribers here on Stam Studio Network. Look at that. And we'll take a look at some race information here tonight. Very nice night for racing. We sit at 37 feet of altitude, 122. Woo, boy, the boiling here tonight from the Daytona International Speedway. But although it is 122 degrees Fahrenheit, 78 degree Fahrenheit track temp, of course, 45% humidity, 0.2 mile per hour winds heading down our backs along that back straightaway. Now that we do have cars rolling, we'll take a look at our starting grid here tonight, brought to you by Race to Stop Suicide. Check on those friends and family members, those around you. Justin Melichar, Corey Wright, Kevin Winker, Gordon Glidewell, Bobby Blair there for HP Motorsports, James Suggs, Stoney Benfield, Tim Blackenbecker, yeah, there you go, Sean Abel, Rob Willote. Oh boy, you gotta bear with me here. It's gonna take me 1 or 2 races here to get all these last names down, out, and correct. Chase Lewis, Neil Lapidus. Neil, appreciates everything you do down in behind the scenes here for Midwest Elite Racing. Neil, league owner, with one of them actually going to start their P12 here tonight for LLR Racing. Eliza Fisher, Christopher Clore, Robert McDonald, Tony Steele, Matthew Kleckler, oh boy, Matthew Rice, Caleb Steimer, Jay Trockey, TJ Zachary, Craig Schmidt, Kyle Ricketts, Tyler Price, Ricardo Cano, Frank Ranger Jr., Michael Bollinger, Matt Langley. Matt, appreciate everything you do also behind the scenes here tonight. That is our starting grid here from the one, the only MER here. You've joined us here on Stam Studio Network. You've waited a week for it. Well, right now, Justin Melichar, he has put it on the pole here, slapped it up there. Driver number 84 on the throttle, up and through the gears we go from the high banks of Daytona International Speedway. World center of racing. We're off. We're already rolling. Here we're going to start to look single file up here heading into turn one for the first top five. Look at James Suggs. Look at Tim Blackenblecker, Bommy Blair, Rob Willot. Looks like Stoney Beckenfield trying to join this battle up here as we'll crest our way up the high banks and down our long back straightaway here. 155-mile lap race, 62, excuse me, mile race, 62 lap race here. Starting from side by side. Oh man, Rob, he's gonna get a huge little loose condition there heading into turn 3 and 4 for the second time here tonight. So far, our front runner staying the same except for Gordon Glidewell. He gains a spot earlier on in that flame Chevrolet SS machine, number 83 of the Heat. Let me know if the old audio levels are rocking down there down below, if the cars need to be a little bit louder, if I need to be a little bit louder. That's a-okay. Let me know. I think you might want to know, or excuse me, might want to let Rob know here. Rob, oh man, we're only 2 laps down of a 62-lap race. Driver out of Indianapolis here tonight, already gaining, well, it was 4 spots earlier. Now that he dropped back down to P8, gaining 2 spots. We got Christoph Floor right down there looking at the bottom of the hill. Menards Colors Chevrolet SS also right now Chevrolet leading, Toyota Camry leading 2 Chevrolets and then 2 Ford Blue Oak. All right, get ready for this. Cameraman, get out the way. Move, buddy, move. Here we go, heading 2 wide. It soars the back of the Hey, I told him to move. All right, here we go again. Better look out here, cameraman. Christopher Clairor looking to gain some more spots. Oh, we're already 175, 200 miles an hour down the backstretch, heading into turns 3 and 4. Although we have had some a little bit earlier runs within the season, this is really the true test here for the season opener for the admin box. Midwest Elite Racing. So far, Justin Melichar continuing to lead the pack here heading into turn 1. We'll hop on the back bumper cam. Here comes Corey Wright, right where he started this race. Don't count out Gordon Glidewell. Right now, the top 3 or 4 drivers. I don't know about you guys down there live in YouTube chat. Let me know your race picks to win here tonight if you're on board with Rob. I think the top 3, 4, and even 5 is the safest place to be. We got Terry, we got EBS 731, we got a Sean and Tanner curse here happening. Oh no, the 13 involved right when I was mentioning it. The big one happens here tonight. That's not 1, that's not 2, that's probably 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 drivers. Keep on counting them here. I know Robert McDonald, he has had a farm. E-I-E-I-O, he'll crab walk home down to pit lane. He'll go. Ricardo Cano, does Ricardo have damage here tonight? Doesn't look like it here. Driver, oh, excuse me, he does there, a little bit of crunch. Oh, that's, excuse me, okay. You gotta take that one back. That's a lot of damage there for pretty much any driver that was running just about 13th through about 26th on track. We'll take a look at a race replay here tonight, brought to you by the one, the only Stan Studio Network. Okay, apologies here. It's taking me quite a bit because this was such a big wreck here. Yeah, there you see we're already on it. That's on board with Robert McDonald. Here we'll have to back this puppy up just a little bit more. Apologies for that. Here we go. God, where does this start? There's so many off tracks within this incident here. Okay, well, there we already see it between the 0-9. That's going to belong to Kyle Ricketts there. This is going to be a snowball effect gone wrong. Kyle, as well as the 26 of... Man, Neil Lapidus there, also down the inside, missing a avalanche effect here. We're going to have to back this puppy up, bring out the old forklift effect here. Apologies for it, but We're just going to make sure we have all this down cycled out and around as well as broken down as much as it could be. All right, here we go. We're going to start to jockey for position about second and third row back, but this starts to ensue. Remember, the 26, so keep an eye about a mid of your screen there. That all gray ARCA nards are, oh, okay, well, there, excuse me. That's going to start up there with the number 10 and the number 5. That's the number 10 of the, where's his name? Well, okay, 10 and 5 involved Rob Wilt involved, and yep, there you see. Man, oh man, driver 78, Stony Benfield, barely able to make it through here, and then we're just going to start to ARCA break it here. You just can't slow these NASCARs down at upwards of 180, 190 miles an hour here. Trust me, 3,000 oval iRating. Going to work for myself here. Trust me, you can't really slow these puppies down. Here's one last look at the race replay. Frank Ranger Jr. making his way through there says, thank you very much. Looks like all these drivers, only drivers to pits. Well, actually, I take that back. Justin Melachar, as we take a look at live race coverage here tonight, he makes his way up into P5 even after, P4 after pitting on lap 5 here in the race. Jeff Scripture, Corey Wright, Kevin Winker, Gordon Glidewell, Stony Benfield, as well as Rob Wout, Willout? I don't know. Rob, you gotta help me out there. Anyways, we'll check on in live YouTube land. Oh boy, we got Chloe Kleckler saying, I'm the 77's biggest fan. Matthew Kleckler, all right, we got your biggest fan down here live in the old YouTube chat. That was Immaculate Save here real quick before we get going. Green flag racing once again. Here's the save on the 77. Oh, okay. He missed the first track there. He got caught up in the second one. How bad is the damage, though? Here's a zoomed-in shot of it. Nope. Okay. God, man. I thought that we would actually see Matthew make his way through it there, but after this quick repair that I do believe that we all have here tonight, yeah, that 77, look at that. It is back. The front bumper is right back to where it started this race. Matthew, he's going to start this race restart, though, back in the 25th running position. So far, the only driver still down there in pit lane is going to be Chase Lewis. I don't know why he's the only gray car here tonight. I'll refresh training paints here. But Chase Lewis, driver 35 Toyota Camry, he's down and out of the race so far. All right, we have 25 live viewers right now, and that's in the horizontal broadcast. If you have joined us, look out, man! Hang on to her. Come on there, old 84, Justin Melanchar. We know you want to make your way up through the field. Anyways, back up to my pre-race announcement here. If you have joined us here in the vertical broadcast, make sure you mosey your way on over. Come on, join us. We don't bite here in the horizontal the horizontal broadcast. That's where I'm reading all of the race comments on here tonight, as well as if you're already here within the horizontal broadcast, make sure if you hover over your screen, whether it's your TV remote or even with your finger, if you're watching here on your iPhone or iPad, there's going to be a little gear icon. You can press that little gear icon and you can bump this broadcast up to 1440p. You'll be able to see the whites of these drivers' eyeballs head up and towards you here. As we're going to take a look at this race restart from our spectator cam up here. Top row of the World Center of Racing, Tim Blackenblecker, as well as Christoph Klor and Jay Trocki. There's Justin Melachar rounding out our front two rows. Go ahead, crank it up this restart. go ahead and crank this puppy back down because we are under caution. There you see Michael Bollinger, Caleb, as well as Justin Militar, Corey Wright here, all on our live driver cams. We're going to slow and load these puppies back down. Hey, take a look at Justin's camera real quick. I think we have Justin's, his biggest only fan. Back there in the background. Oh, he's got two. I take it back as he'll take a swig as well. Okay. I'll bring this back. I apologize. I'm trying here. We'll take a look and see what happened here as we tried to work our way through the gears at a crank it up sort of section of the track here. I believe if my math is mathing here, well, if my SDK is SDKing here, excuse me, Tyler Price is going to be involved. So is Tony Steele. Michael Bollinger, one of the drivers we were just looking at there, live driver cam. We'll take a look at these drivers as they get up to speed. Okay, well, okay. Stick with me here. Okay, we'll take a look at these drivers as they get up to speed. Tony, oh man, did Tony just miss a gear? Oh my God. Okay, I don't mean to laugh with all due respect here. Oh, Tony's killing Bob, Robert McDonald at his farm, EIEIO'd his way out of there. Looks like Matthew Kleckler, Caleb Steiner, Chase Lewis able to make their way through it. The reason why I'm kind of like, what in the heck just happened there? Okay, nope. Well, I take back my laughter of not even joy there. That was just Bobby Blair. I think I may have heard Bobby. Oh my God. Boys and girls, tone it down here, these ARCA cars. I know that's, I mean, goodness gracious, there's the ARCA braking sort of meme that we have here. This is once again, this one is on the back. And at least just to get the gears on board. Tony Steele, that was after contact. He just had so much contact that there was so much damage. He tried to get out of the way, and then doing that, oh man, 69 involved. That's Tyler Price, Matthew Kleckler, Caleb Steimer, Michael Bollinger. Real quick, before we get back to live coverage here, we'll hop on board with Michael Bollinger. And just crank this puppy up. Oh, Michael, you gotta whip that wheel to the left. Oh, sorry. I sincerely apologize if I just deafened anybody. Michael, you gotta whip that wheel to the left there, but anyways. Some cat-like reflexes earlier on in the race. iRacing safety car lights are still on. I appreciate everybody joining in here live on Sam Studio Network. My name is Sean Stam. We are on the road here to 1,000 YouTube subscribers, and once we get there, believe you me, we have already started the merch here. We have some t-shirts. We have some koozies. We got some keychains. We got it all here. Big giveaway. So tell your grandma, tell your neighbor, tell your kitty cats here. Subscribe to Stam Studio Network. I believe in one day we have actually gained 20 here today with some newer leagues that I'm broadcasting back to back here. Appreciate you all joining in. EBS 731 Private saying awesome. Pats fan 1273 saying I'm the 3 VBS Racing owner and driver of my night. Wait, okay, sorry. Hang on, I gotta reread this one. I'm in the 3 VBR Racing owner and driver of my night is done. I'm willing to help. Oh, okay. Pats fan, I'll be honest with you here. It's nothing against you, but I've taken some race fans up on this opportunity before, and with all due respect, there, if you are watching, you know who you are that one time, but. We've had this happen once before, and I just have to have a little just sort of interview, we'll call it here, because nothing that I don't trust you there, but man, lesson learned. Anyways, EBS 731 Terry, as well as who else do we have live in YouTube land right now? The battle for the YouTube chat. Racing Terry Stab, EBS 731. Both of these race fans are tied with 75 XP for that chat race lead. We got Corey Harrison, as well as Ricardo Cano. Ricardo running 4th in the YouTube chat here tonight. Where's Ricardo running live in YouTube land? Ricardo's, excuse me, on the racetrack. Ricardo running P14 here tonight. Now, real quick, before we get back live to some racing action here, Ricardo, he's been an avid subscriber here on Stam Studio Network. Matter of fact, he reached out to me directly to ask, what NASCAR leagues do you have that'll take me in? I mean, I respectfully, I don't speak any sort of Spanish, I believe Ricardo told me. Driver number 25, though, continues to run within the top 15, gaining 11 spots gained since the drop of the green flag here tonight. Ricardo Cano there out of Buenos Aires. 25, Ford Mustang, the 3rd running Ford Mustang here tonight. Continues to have a really nice run. I don't think we have the live Ricardo driver camera here tonight, but hopefully this race restart is a little bit more cordial this time by as Christoph Clore, Justin Melichar, Corey Wright, Jay Trockey, Gordon Glidewell, Jeff Scripture, Michael Wrights, Neil Lapidus lead us to the start-finish zone. Here we go. Green flag is out once again, up and through the gears. Second, we're going to get third just about now. Long gears within these super speedway tracks here. Looks like these front sort of drivers are able to make their way up and through the race pack here pretty early on. Look at Justin Melichar. Remember, Justin was our pole sitter here tonight. He's already fighting it out down and around that outside line. Here comes Corey Wright. Oh, Kevin Winker is going to lose a little bit of spots here as we're going to start to look 2. Will we look 3 wide? No, we'll think better of it. Driver number 21, Christopher Clore, is going to lose 3 to 4 spots here on this race restart. Look at Matt Langley. Where did he come from? Where did he go? Driver number 14 here tonight. His nickname's going to be Cotton Eye Joe. Stam Studio Network. Ford Mustang. Oh no, Matt's going to have to make some evasive action there. That's Kyle Larson. That's 42 of Kevin Winker. That's before iRacing right there. That was old Kyle Larson days. Anyways, we're going to hop on board with Kevin Winker's front bumper here, his rear bumper now. Look at these runs starting to check up here down the back straightaway. Here comes the shot from the 27 down the outside line. That'll be Michael Wright. Jay Trockey's following in suit. Don't look down. Dale Lapidus, Chris Dyke, TJ Zachary. Oh, almost trading paint there out of 4. We're not going to run here for Chris Dyke. Possibly paint scheme of the race for driver number 87, Chad Daniels. Chris Dyke continues to work his way up to the race pack right now. Our second biggest driver positions gained here tonight as he sits 18 spots gained right now, right up in front of him. Oh, we're going around again. That'll be the Sean and Tater curse. I was about to mention it. 27, Michael Wright is going to be involved through the bus stop. He'll go. Oh man, TJ Zachary. Is Kyle Ricketts involved? Oh my God, look at Kyle Ricketts' machine here. 09 has seen better days. Here comes Bobby Blair here, says, all right, I'll see you guys later here. No sponsors here. Sponsors for sale here for the 55 Toyota Camry, although he's got no rear bumper. Make sure you hit up there, Robbie Blair. Michael Wright's involved. TJ Zachary. Doesn't look like too much damage, but he is down and off the pace. Oh, this is big if you're a Kleckler fan. I know we have 1 or 2 of them here live in YouTube land. 77, even more front end damage here. We're only 15 laps out of this 62 lap race. All right, stick with us here on SSN, and as well I'm looking for this race replay. I appreciate every single one of you joining in here tonight once again. Goodness, I know it's a Sunday night. You all probably have way better things to do, but for spending it to me, subscriber number 1 is just as important as subscriber number 755, I believe we're on here. Oh, golly, there's the hard contact from Michael Kleckler. We're going to have to, once again, rewind this one quite a ways. Oh, okay. Well, there you see it, bottom of your screen. We're going to hit the forklift button here. Looks like the 27 gets turned by the, I believe that's the 43. Here's a bit better look at it here. Yep, down and around. Excuse me, that's the 46. So Michael Wright's turned. There comes the 09. There comes 13. And at about Mach 2, Robert McDonald involved for about the third or fourth time here tonight. We'll take a look at this race replay at real speed this time because things happen so fast here at Daytona. This time hopping on board with 27. A little bit of a bump, a little bit of a boop, and then a little bit of a oops. See you later, says Michael Wright. Unfortunately, he'll slide it down into the grass. No contact with the safer barrier, but even though there's no contact there, that 27 is going to take, if he even has one, a what would you call it? A instant repair here tonight. Excuse me, pardon me, coming through. Bobby Blair is down and into pit lane. He tries to get his rear bumper back and installed on that number 55 Toyota Camry. Robert McDonald also into pit lane. Who else do we have? Tony Steele, driver number 61. Matthew Kleckler right there behind him, also into pit lane. TJ Zachary, Kyle Rickett, Stoney Binfield, all into pit lane. Right now, the two drivers that are shown down and out a lap of the race belong to Tyler Price and Michael Bollinger here. These two drivers are only shown one lap down, so it is still good. I mean, I wouldn't count anybody out of this race. If you're new to super speedway racing, well, all I gotta say is make sure you're strapped in here. You're gonna want to grab yourself a beverage of choice, a salty snack preferably. We'll be right back with you on Stam Studio Network. My name's Sean Stam. Thank you all for joining in here tonight. Take a word from our great sponsors and affiliates here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, race fans of all ages, welcome back in here to the World Center of Racing. Real quick, if you're just now joining us, be sure, first of all, I mean, if you hit the like, if you hit the subscribe, even if you join us down here live in the YouTube chat, as we still have everybody popping off here. We got Juan Medelson, Ricardo Kano, go. We got Chloe EBS 731, Terry Stamps, Pats fan as well. Appreciate everybody joining in here tonight, as well as the sponsors and affiliates in the top right. If you're just now joining us, however, though, if you somehow manage to find your way within the vertical broadcast and you're asking, is my YouTube broken? No. Join us here in the long ways horizontal broadcast. That is where I am reading off live chats here tonight, as well as if you're already here in the horizontal broadcast, if you hover your little TV remote or your little index finger over your screen, you should be seeing a little gear icon in the top right or bottom right of your screen. With that, you will be able to bump this broadcast up to 1440p. We're living in the future, I think, right now. You know what else is future living? Green flag racing here. That was the third or fourth caution here tonight. Apologies, I'm starting to lose track of them here. 3 back-to-back broadcasts on Stam Studio Network. Who's going to have the best broadcast tonight? Justin Melachar. He makes his way back up to the front pack here. Holy checkup. Look at him starting to stack up here at the back of the pack. Jay Trockey, Michael Rice, Bobby Blair, all involved within this early checkup so far. Looks like we'll keep things moving and moving back up here to the battle up the race lead. Here we go. Look at that outside line starting to form here. Here comes Corey Wright, Kevin Winker, Gordon Glidell joining the battle as well. Third caution here tonight. We are going to make our way through it. Sure, these cautions do bring cautions. We're going to hop on board with Kevin Winker's rear bumper here as we're going to look 2 by 2 by 2 through the whole race pack. Here comes Justin Militar after losing the race lead once again on the race restart. Does Justin have what it takes here as he falls back to P3? Here comes the next side-by-side battle across the start-finish line. Craig Schmidt, Christopher Clore. Who's going to have the bigger cojones here as we'll settle it back down to 2. Look at Rob as he'll make his way up in the Tier 1 setup shop. Where did he come from? Now his nickname, Cotton Eye Joe, here tonight. Excuse me, well, I forgot the where did he go. Could that be foreshadowing here tonight for Rob as he'll work his way down and around the inside line. We're going to look single file up and forward the front 5 runners here in the pack. Here we go. Here's some juking. Here's some jiving. I know that we have the completely gray machine there. I believe that is Craig Lewis. For the story here tonight, we'll say Craig crashed out there early in practice. No decals were able to put on this Toyota Camry. One of 4 Toyota Camrys able to make it out there on track tonight. No teams able to help a helping hand with the driver of the 35. All gray, no driver numbers. Chase Lewis up to P6. See, that's how we do it here on SSN. We get a little bit juking, a little bit of jiving. Here we go. Speaking of it, look at the outside blind starting to build some more momentum here. We're only 20 laps down out of a 62-lap race. 2 by 2 by 2 by 2 for 6th on back. Chase Lewis, Chris Dyke, Rob. Here comes Elijah Fisher. Haven't mentioned Elijah's name here tonight. We'll hop on board of the mirror as he's going to make some evasive action. We got another big one here tonight for the Midwest Elite Racing Series. Look at that, the driver we hopped on board with. Call it the Sean and Tater, not the curse. Call it the Sean and Tater purse here tonight. Elijah Fisher makes his way through as the seas part out there in front of him here. If you're a fan of the Overdrive Cup Series race that made their way down and through right before this race, well, we might have a battle on our hands here tonight for who has the most cautions. I know it's completely different racing. Overdrive Cup Series has been known as the series to have the yellow flags thrown, but we might start to beat and bang for the top running spot within ARCA breaking moments here within the Stam Studio Network. Might I add respectfully. Here we go. Here's another look at it as another big one here tonight strikes within the NER Racing League. Okay, where does this one start to ensue? I believe it's going to start here with Christopher, who we're going to hop on board with. You see middle of our screen. What happens here right before the yellow flag comes out? Oh, well, there you see it. The 87's going to... Okay, what are we doing here? That's my paint scheme of the race, so I got to take some sort of... God, that looks like Austin Hill effects there. Just gone wrong. That was the 87 Jack Daniels machine turning him. We'll have to take another look at it here. Okay, back it up just a few moments here. I'm talking like I'm not producing, directing, and commentating here tonight. Take a look about middle of your screen. Driver number 87. I'm still looking for that name here. Well, okay. Well, we'll start to make our way. That's Chris Dyke, as we can see there. He makes our way for some reason. Comes down off the line there. You have a spotter. You know that at least the 63 is down the inside line. Excuse me, the 83 down around. That'll send Gordon Glidewell. It's going to end up turning the 80. Well, there's the 63 into the 83 of Gordon Glidewell. Just, this is one of my favorite things here to do on Stam Studio Network, but we're going to hop on board with Gordon Glidewell here, and just, this is how fast things happen. Race leader Ricardo Cano makes his way down and into pit lane. So does Caleb Steimer, Sean Abel, Bobby Blair, Tim Blackenblicker, Rob Wilhote. There you go. That's got to be it. Rob, I apologize each and every time, but that's got to be it, man. Each and every driver here tonight out of the North America, except for Ricardo Cano, the one and only driver there, 25 out of, I believe that's Buenos Aires, if I'm reading that flag right. Let's double check here. Woohoo! I got that one right. Ricardo Cano here, he's going to restart this race up in the 14th position. Terry Trocky Racing saying, go Trocky Racing. Juan Metal saying, Ricardo, go, go, go. Well, that was our last little YouTube check-in there. As I'm checking in with YouTube chat, once again, let me know okay, you don't have to let me know who your race pick to win is here tonight, as we're on board with Corey Wright, who's off the racetrack, possibly just trying to save a little bit more fuel. But let me know who your race pick is, or one to watch here tonight, as we continue to, well, snowball affected here. Caution, breed cautions here. We should get side by side this lap by, but I'll tell you who my race pick to watch here tonight so far. It's going to be Neil Lapidus, one of the league owners. Neil does so much hard work here behind the scenes. The OSOK driver number 26 for the highest leading Ford Mustang right now. That's my driver to watch here tonight. Damn it, what a joke, says Matt Langley. Oh boy. Matt, are we going to have to hop on board through this replay? I think we are. Because Matt, I know Matt doesn't get too pissed off, doesn't get this pissed off too often here. Oh God, well Matt's gonna have nowhere to go. Look at the 87. Okay, well, yeah, Matt's gonna need a little bit of a cool off time here, because I've been in quite a few of those myself. Matt, that is why I do not race in. Jesus, it just keeps going. Matt, that is why I do not race in any sort of iRacing super speedway official races, because there's just no give and take. Even though it is official racing here tonight, that Stam Studio Network machine, it just keeps going and going. Matt Langley, got a feel for him. He's down, out, and around early on in this race. It's going to be Corey Wright, Kevin Winker, Justin Melichar, Neil Lapidus. That's my one to watch here tonight. Robert McDonald, Jay Trocky, there for Trocky Motorsports. Michael Wrights, Tony Steele, Elijah Fisher, Gordon Glidewell, Caleb Steimer, Frank Ranger Jr., Ricardo Cano, Sean Abel, Tim Blackenblecker, Rob Wilhote, Stoney Blackfield, Robert Blair, Craig Schmidt, rounding out every driver that is on the lead lap here tonight. Come on, don't let the old Overdrive Cup Series, don't overtake them in caution flags here tonight, because trust me, you will become the SSN meme league. You don't want that here. We're going to get some more green flag racing. This will be the 4th caution flag here tonight. I know it's different racing. Got some super speedway racing here tonight. Like Corey Wright's going to lead him up here, gets up and through the gears, maybe. He's going to have Justin Melichar in his rear bumper. Here we're going to start to see the side-by-side starting to ensue. Elijah Fisher, Jay Trocky. Here comes Christopher Ford. He falls back to P8. Gordon Glidewell starting to join this battle as well. There we saw Justin within that fast flyby from our camera there. Justin, he looked down the outside line, but did not have that run in speed and momentum. Say speed and momentum. That say Neil Lapidus has right there down around the outside line. He's got Elijah Fisher helping him out in that rear bumper here. We're not making contact. That's exactly how you want to run here within these ARCA Menards cars. You can definitely beat and bang along the back straightaway here, but along these long and heavily banked turns here, that's not where you're going to want to beat and bang. Looks like the outside line has their sort of lines working for him here tonight. Speaking of lines, speaking of momentum, looks like that driver of the black and orange machine, number 83, looks who joins the battle. Gordon Glidewell here as we start to finally race and not just pace here. Goodness gracious, we're going to make it at least one lap by this time by. I'm going to treat not only the fans here tonight, but the drivers as well. Enjoy the sights and sounds here tonight from the Daytona International Speedway. Go ahead and crank this puppy up. I'll be right back with you up here. Well, okay. Go and crank this puppy back down. This time it's my one to watch here tonight. Neil Lapidus out of Columbus is going to be involved here. Driver 26, as we were hopping on board with him, I heard some tires squealing. I knew something wasn't quite right. We'll have to take a look at the Stam Studio Network replay. Vaughn Metal asking, Ricardo Cano, 14 is your number. After the race, we will toast with me. Hey, Juan, invite me to that one. I might get a little Google Translate action happening there, but no harm, no foul there. Matt Langley saying, yep, that was the last chat we last read. Damn, what a joke. We'll take a look at the race replay here, once again brought to you by the one, the only Stam Studio Network. This is why we are pushing upwards of 1,000 subscribers here tonight. Although this race coverage, I'll be honest, it could be beat. I try to get in right there with you guys, and well, there we're going to start to see the start of this caution flag here. The 13 and the 20 run, the 21 right there behind. That was a little bit of beaten, a little bit of hanging there. Looks like we'll make it through here, but this is what eventually brings out the caution. Neil Lapidus involved. Watch this here. The 13s, I think, is going to turn him down the inside. Wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. Here we go. We're going to start to make our way towards the start-finish line here. Wait for it once again. Oh, man. Okay, well, that wasn't as malicious as I thought it would be if we back this puppy up one more time. That was Neil. I mean, look at the checkup in front of Neil here with the 46. He tried to avoid it, and then the 13 machine of Robert McDonald tried to follow in suit and just didn't have quite the cat-like reflexes there to do quite so. Meow. We'll get back to some pacing action here on the front of the field. Elijah Fisher. The last lap that this driver pit was lap number 21. There you see this graphic is updated for once. So Elijah Fisher, he's last pitted lap 21. Corey Wright, last pit lap 5. Drivers 2nd through 4th pitting on lap 5. We have Gordon Glidewell pitting on lap 21, as well as Christopher Clore there in P number 8. So position 1, position 5, and position 8 here, long story short. Why is that such a big deal? Well, okay, throw that all out the window. I apologize there. Throw that, every single bit of it, because now we're going to start to see some actual pit stops here. So Corey Wright is also going to make his way into pit lane. I did say throw it out here. We should start to see these drivers that did pit last time by stay out. Although the tires really aren't going to be too big of an advantage here tonight. It's really the fuel runs. With 65% fuel and 62 laps in this race, I believe these drivers who have pit this time by, including Justin Melichar, Corey Wright, Caleb Steimer, Robert McDonald had his farm, Michael Wright, Rich Wright, Bobby Blair, Sean Abel, and Rob Willows. All of those drivers' names that I just mentioned should be able to make it down and around and at least towards the checkered flag. You'll have to correct me, though, if I'm wrong, and especially if we do get an overtime restart. There's no way that anybody has enough fuel to make it towards the checkered flag. All right, I'm going to take you through the race field here tonight. Once again, if you're just now joining it with this here on Stam Studio Network, my name is Sean Stam, and if you're just now joining us in the vertical broadcast, come on. Hey, we're open arms here tonight. This is the chat that I am looking at here to shout you out on the live stream. Mosey your way on over to the horizontal broadcast, also live here on Stam Studio Network. And if you've already done so, make sure you bump the quality up here tonight to 1440p. You will not be missing a frame here tonight. Elijah Fisher, Kevin Winker, Jay Trocchi, Christopher Clore, Frank Ranger Jr., Tony Steele, Ricardo Cano, Sam Blackenblecker, Stoney Bainfield, hang with me there. It's only the second race that I've had you here on MER, Midwest Elite Racing. One of the best here within the iRacing universe, within these ARCA cars. Caleb Steimer, P11. Robert McDonald will be P12 on this race restart. Michael Wright, Sean Abel, Neil Lapidus, Justin Melichar, Corey Wright, Jeff Scripture, Rob Willows. Bobby Blair is also down in the pit lane. He makes his way barely off before going down a lap. Matthew Kleckler in the 77. He's used his quick repair earlier on in this race. Matter of fact, used a couple of them. He's going to start here in the 21st position. TJ Zachary in the 22nd. Rick. How about you, man? Welcome in here live to Stam Studio Network. We got Rick Steimer. I can tell you who's he's rooting on here tonight. Of course, the one, the only. It's going to be that number 18 of Caleb Steimer. Caleb has had himself a pretty nice run here tonight. Driver number 18, Chevy SS, there for Sim Speed Shop. Make sure you guys hit up Sim Speed Shop as well as Tier 1 setups. Hey, as well as we're talking about the old sponsors and affiliates, everybody up there in the top right that has been cycling down, out, and around, be sure if you don't hit them up, you at least just think about it here. It means the world to me. Subscriber number 1 meaning just as much here as subscriber number 755 here as we continue to inch our way ever so closer to 1,000 subscribers on Stam Studio Network. Don't go anywhere. Grab yourself a drink, grab yourself a snack, let me know the old shipping address there, P.O. Box, because once we do hit 1,000 subscribers, giveaways out the rear bumper on Stam Studio Network. Once again, we're going to have shirts. We're going to have keychains. We're going to have koozies. You name it all. We're going to have it all here. Make sure you tell your grandma, you tell your neighbor, you tell your kitty cat here. Subscribe to Stam Studio Network. My name is Sean Stam. I am an octopus. I am running 20 things here at once tonight. Directing, producing, commentating. I noticed those iRacing safety pace car lights. Yeah, we're not going to go green this time by. We're going to throw the yellow flag out once again. 33 live viewers. I'm begging you, don't go anywhere right now. This is just a 1-lap delay right now. We're going to get back to going green flag racing once again, and then you will see some super speedway action here. I don't see any cause for it here other than we're just trying to get a few other drivers caught back up to the lead pack. Matter of fact, there we go. Okay, that's everybody caught up. So real quick, this just gives us another opportunity here. Shouting out everybody that's joined us here live for the VBR. That's the Von Bollinger Racing 155 on Stam Studio Network. Recent YouTube chats belong to Rick Steimer, Juan Metal, Matt Langley, Terry Trockey Racing, as well as Chloe. Oh, there's another one. Excellent broad. Oh, woohoo! I appreciate that, Swan. That's seriously. I know that. I charge for broadcast, obviously. Got to charge for my time and effort, as well as the hour it takes to set up. But Juan, that's seriously, man. That's why I continue to broadcast here behind the scenes. That continues to keep me going there. Those nice words there. Matter of fact, for those such nice words there, Juan. Once again, yeah, okay, you're rooting on Ricardo here tonight. We're going to hop on board, Ricardo, for this race restart. Not only the suspension camera, but we actually have a virtual driver cam here tonight for Ricardo Cano. We're going to hop on board this driver number 25 as he'll start this race in the 7th position. This is going to try to do a little bit more justice here, at least from what I can do for our race fans here as, well, unfortunately, looks like we're going to take one more lap under yellow here tonight. Stick with us here on Stam Studio Network. We will take a hop on board with Ricardo Cano here tonight after this pace lap. Take a word from one of our sponsors and affiliates here. We'll be right back with you.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
welcome back in. Welcome back in. I appreciate y'all joining back in once again here on Sam Studio Network. We're going to get this race back and fired up once again. We had a couple wave rounds to take care of there, but no harm, no foul. Unfortunately, it is a harm. It is a foul. If you're a fan of the Neil Lapidus, number 26 Ford Mustang, that was my driver to watch here tonight. We got Chloe as well as a tower operator. Good broadcast, good racing, says driver number 42. So the old, who is that there? Hang on with this. Oh, that's Kevin Winker. He's going to start out here on the outside row. I would hop on board with you here, Kevin, but as promised here to Juan Metal earlier on in the race, we're going to hop on board with Ricardo Cano this restart. Here we go. Through the Geico restart zone we go. Go ahead and crank this puppy up as we make our way up and through the gears once again. Bounder Ricardo continuing to run within that top 10 position. He's going to work within that inside line, but here comes the speed, here comes the momentum as we start to work our way up to speed within this super speedway race within these ARC Menard Series cars. I mean, we are just now, even though it's taken a whole lap to do it, we are probably still not up to racing speeds here. Take a look at the bottom right side of your screen. 100, oh, okay. Well, please keep it green. All right, well, we were up working us. Okay, well, that didn't last long. Tony Steele is going to be involved in this one. You, I'll give it to you. You drivers are so lucky that the MER broadcast is the last broadcast here tonight on SSN, because right now, respectfully, you'd all be getting an earful from me here, because man, oh man, Tony Steele. Just around, he's going to go Ford Mustang. That looked like Neil, excuse me, not Neil Lapidus, but that was the teal. I'll have to take another replay of it here. I'm trying to keep the energy levels up here, but back, hang on, excuse me, back to back to back. Broadcast is, it's a there's no excuse, because I'm going to have to start to do this every Sunday here. But here, we'll take a little bit better look at it here as, oh, well, sorry. Was that? No woohoos down there, Terry. Oh, who was that involved here? All right, we'll take a here, see if this breaks it down a little bit further. Apology. Well, there's the contact, and that's what ends up sending the. Is that the one, the only 61? There we go. Finally have it there. Apologies. I'm trying here tonight, folks. Boys and girls, sim racing fans of all ages. That's going to be Tony Steele. There you go. Jordan Brand, Toyota Camry. He's going to be involved with it. Well, there's just nowhere to go. Yep, there you see Jeff Scrimser. That was the, I was calling it a Ford Mustang. That was the teal Chevrolet SS also involved. All right, let's see who comes down and takes any fuel or tires this pit stop. Elijah Fisher's going to fake him out here, but it looks like Kevin Winker, Jay Trockey, Gordon Glidewell, Stoney, Benfield, Tim Blackenblecker, Michael Wrights, Bobby Blair, as well as Rob Wilhote, all making their way down and into pit lane. This will be an interesting stop here. So, Kevin, will we see this Chevrolet SS up on the air jacks? No. We're not going to see Gordon up on the air jacks. We will see Stoney, and you might be asking, what the hell are air jacks? Well, that's the invisible pit crew going to work here. Stoney, he's going to get four new General Racing tires here. That'll be the newest tires of the field as well, so as Stoney Benfield, as well as Michael Wright. So who's going to take it here tonight from the Daytona International Speedway? Once again, I've asked you twice. This is probably the thrice or thrice, if that's a thing. Well, it is now. Well, let me know who your race picks to win are here tonight, as we're going to have Elijah Fisher lead us to the green flag this time by, I believe we're starting to, let me check here. Okay, we're on lap 37 out of 62, so we're making our way downtown here. That's all the lyrics I know to that song, but you know what song I do know is, well, I'll be honest with you here. Oh, that is not a sound you want to hear, the iRacing universe. I'll be honest, my mental wounds, they're not healing right now, and the way that these drivers are driving, they're driving me insane. I'm going off the rails on a crazy train here tonight. Rest in peace, the Prince of Darkness, as we're going to continue to run some more pace laps here tonight. I was looking for some pacing. Excuse me. I was looking forward to some racing, not some pacing here tonight. We'll take at least one more lap of it here. I'll be right back with you up here in the booth. Enjoy some a little bit of pacing here tonight on SSN. Go, race fans, sim racing fans of all ages, get up, stand up for your life right here. We're going to get another race restart. Elijah Fisher, Frank Ranger Jr. up on the front row as we're going to start to look 2 by 2 a little bit further back. Here we go, 2 by 2 through the pack here. Sean Abel starts to work his way up in the 7th position. Here comes Ricardo Cano. Justin Melachar, after continuing to lead a couple laps earlier on, he's going to slot back into the 5th position. Right now, Elijah Fisher leads Frank Ranger Jr. Here comes Caleb Steimer down around that 18 number Toyota Camry. He's going to look down the outside line this time by. He's going to give a push. He's going to give a shove down there into turn number 3. Got to be careful shoving in the corners with these ARCA Menard Series cars here. Oh, that's what I was referring to. We're going to juke. We're going to jive here coming out of turn number 4. We're going to keep things moving and grooving somehow. Now 23 laps to go within the race. Ricardo Cano continues to sit P6. Here comes Gordon Glidewell right within that inside line. Driver number 25, highest running Ford Mustang here tonight. As always, he's going to miss a spinning number. Oh, is that the 78 involved? No, and no. It's Christopher Clore, Frank Ranger Jr. involved. Okay, that's it. Now you got the drivers are starting to get to me. I'm gonna have to mute the old mic here. Okay, well before we mute the mic, I'm gonna try to walk us through and see what happened on this race restart here. That's once again, a little bit of juking, a little bit of jiving. Frank Ranger Jr. involved. Who does it start with? Who can I personally pin the blame on here? Is, well, it looks like the 21 turns the number 9. Here's possibly a better look at it here. I'm trying to find the 21 and timing scorings, possibly. Where is he at? Is the 21 just not okay? Well, anyways, here we go. Here's one more look at it here. Apologies for that. Take a look at the burnt orange machine on the rear bumper of the teal. Oh, that's still just, yeah. Oh, excuse, is that the? Yeah, that's the 21, not the 12. That's why I couldn't find it. Come on, man. All right, now we can back this puppy up. Apologies for the reverse. I hate doing this live, but it's just at this point, well, this is what the drivers get. I'm sorry, but I'm sorry. Here you go. Here's a look at it at full speed. Alright, with all due respect, I love each and every one of you. And I appreciate you for all putting on a show here tonight, but is this the time? Is this the kind of show? Is this what you want the Midwest Elite Racing League to be remembered here for? Just keep that in mind as we're going to see Justin Melachar lead him off of pit lane. Kevin Winker, Jay Truckee, Neil Lapidus, and Bobby Blair all staying out. Caleb Steimer, Corey Wright, Elijah Fisher, Ricardo Cano, Tim Blackenblecker, Stoney Beinfeld, Sean Abel, Rob Willot, Christopher Clore, Michael Reitz, Frank Ranger Jr., Jeff Scripture, Robert McDonald, and then we start the lap down count here between Matthew Kleckler, TJ Zachary, Tyler Price, and Tony Steele, rounding out the top 23 drivers out here tonight. Yeah, Zero, I'm right there with you, man. At this point, there's not going to be any race cars left within the sort of racecraft that we've seen here tonight. And I apologize if I am just sounding winded and out of energies. Back to back to back. 3 races here, and well, I'll be honest. I thought the old the Midwest Elite Racing League would kind of sort of put us to kind of show the old other leagues how it was done here in terms of no or less cautions coming out. I know it's super speedway racing against mile and a halves, but right now only there's 14 drivers shown still running right now. If that doesn't at least put it into perspective, I don't know what will. We still have lights on the iRacing safety car. We'll be right back with you here on Stam Studio Network. Appreciate you guys, and stick with us here. I'm trying to stick with you. I'll be right back. Welcome back in here where we are pacing instead of racing. Yes, that is right. But we're going to have Kevin Winker, Jay Truckee, Bobby Blair, Neil Lapidus, Justin Melachar, Gordon Glidewell, Caleb Steimer, Corey Wright, Ricardo Cano, Elijah Fisher lead us to the green flag this time by. Do we got Juan Metal back here saying, Ricardo, your car is like a Templar? A Templar horse trying to reach the Holy Grail. Okay. You can have me beat with that one. Well, Ricardo, we've seen him split the Red Seas here tonight. Will we continue to see the luck continue to ensue for our biggest race mover here tonight since the original drop of the green flag? Ricardo gaining 16 spots since the drop, but here we go. Back up through the gears we go once again. It's going to be Kevin Winker, Jay Trockey, Bobby Blair, Neil Lapidus up here in the front row. All right, 2 by 2 by 2 through the race field so far. Cameraman, you might want to start to duck right about now. Look out, here we come, about to start looking 150, 200 miles an hour as we make our way through the gears. Already 3 wide here, 19 laps to go. We'll settle it back down to 2. Neil Lapidus saying he has places to be. Look at the single file up here in the front of the pack start to play a run and a move down that outside line. But don't look now. Here comes Gordon Gladwell. He fakes the move down the inside. He's going to try to bring Justin Melichar, that purple number 84 Chevrolet SS right there with him. Will we see the outside line? The outside momentum for him this time by 18 laps to go. Will we get at least some green flag run? Well, he is saying, hopefully I'm shouting you out right there, saying, let's go, guys. I agree right there with you. Let's try to get some green flag running here tonight. I'm going to treat you to a lap here. What it's like if you're a fan from the Daytona International Speedway. There in the background, it doesn't do it justice. That is a whole airport in the background of this racetrack. And here we go. Take a look. Take a listen as the pack makes their way not only up into turn 3 here, as we can barely start to see them get out the B-Nox here tonight, but take a listen as they make their way down and across the start-finish line here out of turn number 4. About you guys, but that'll most definitely that'll put me to sleep real fast. You know, it's not putting me to sleep, it's some wrecking here tonight. Bobby Blair gets turned, but he saves it. Now we're going to look 4 wide. We'll settle it back down to 3. What a save for the Bobby Blair 55 Toyota Camry. There you go. No sponsors on him, but you might want it, though, as here we're going to start to see a yellow. Oh, boy. Jay's going to involve this time by. Real quick, here's, I believe, the sort of start to this caution here. I'm going to take a look at the race replay if it allows me to. Come on. Okay, I was going to say, what, too many replays here tonight. Yep, okay, so we'll have to rewind this one here just a tad. Okay, but take a look at the 55 here. Bobby Blair, take a look through the binocular sections here. 55, that's Bobby down on the inside line, leading the inside row. What happens here? Well, I've mentioned it a couple times here tonight. You just can't quite push within the corners here, and within doing so, I mean, you gotta shout out Bobby. He makes an immaculate save, but then after that, it's just the I believe it's, where did he go? Oh no. Oh no, it's Jay. There you go, Jay. I'm still trying to find him here. Yep, there's Jay's incident there. Real quick, here is a hop on board with the Jay Trockey Racing Machine Ford number 21. The Jay Trockey Racing Machine Ford number 46 Chevrolet SS. Save it, hang on to it, He goes up, back, and up the hill, and then wait for it. Jay eventually gets turned around. Okay. Fast forward to it. I'll save us all some. Yep, there you go. Down the backstretch into turn 3. Just not quite clear for that black and gold machine. I believe that was that Frank Ranger possibly. All right, 15 laps to go. We're starting to burn the midnight oil here on Sam Studio Network. I appreciate you all joining in here tonight. 34 viewers watching live right now. Stick with us. We'll get back to some racing instead of pacing in a few moments' time. Right now, the top three belong to Kevin Winker, Gordon Glidewell, Justin Melachar. If you're just now joining us within the vertical broadcast, make sure you mosey your way on over to the horizontal broadcast. And if you're just now joining us in the horizontal broadcast, well, we appreciate you. And make sure you can press that little gear icon and bump the quality up to 1440p here tonight. You're not going to want to miss a thing, as I try to not miss a thing here for the Midwest Elite Racing ARCA Series here on the iRacing Leagues. Appreciate all the sponsors, affiliates on the YouTube fans alike here coming out and making this all possible. Ranger Creative Concepts there to Lakeland, Georgia. Call them at 229-548. 229-548-8108 if you're looking for some creative concepts there, as well as Thrustmaster. Looking for some iRacing, a little bit of, hardware there, as well as if you're looking for any software, Tier 1 setup shops, the one, the only, the fastest setup shops within the iRacing universe. Admin box as well. There you can see scrolling on the bottom ticker, we actually have a really nice discount code for admin box, as well as let me double check here. Admin box as well as Tier 1 setup shop. You can use code Midwest for 10% setup shop. For 10% off at Tier 1 setup shop, as well as you'd code MER-BOXX. All caps for 10% off of an admin box button box there. Keep telling your neighbors, keep telling your grandma, keep telling your kitty cats there. Sam Studio Network also continues to approach 1,000 subscribers. Once we reach it, we are already pumping out the merch here. It is ready to go. Giveaways will be given out the back bumper here. I believe that all that you have to do is be an active SSN subscriber. You have to be an active live YouTube chat commenter, as well as an active like that stream as well. There you go. I believe that's all three of them taken down here tonight. So far, Matthew Kleckler, Rob Willot, Michael Bollinger, Craig Schmidt, Chase Lewis, Matt Langley, Chris Dyke, James Sugg, Kyle Ricketts, all down and out of the race. Believe that makes just up into driver in the 18th position of Sean Abel. Only 18 drivers left up on the lead lap here, boys and girls. We're going to get things side by side. Going green flag next time by. Truckee Racing, I'm just informing you that on Wednesday's schedule performance. Oh, God. Oh, well, now you tell me. Oh, dang it. I appreciate that. Yeah, okay. Here, I'm going to fix that. Okay, I think I got that one all fixed out there. Anyways, yeah, well, it's a little too late. We'll keep things moving. Just don't look at it too intense there, and it won't blind you. Well, Truckee, appreciate that, but now that it is thrown out there, and now everybody's going to be looking at it next time. Bye. In all seriousness, no, we appreciate you joining in. Zero the Racer, I want the 24 car to win. Reminds me of the old Jeff Gordon days. Man, I'm right there with you. Elijah Fisher. Driver that we've only mentioned not twice, but maybe thrice here tonight. We'll have to keep an eye on that Jeff Gordon inspired number 24 Chevrolet SS. He's going to start on the inside road this time by. Get the Geico restart flag. Up and through the gears we go. It's going to be Kevin Winker, Gordon Glidewell, up in the front row. Here comes that Jeff Gordon inspired paint scheme. We're going to start to look 2 by 2 towards the front of the pack here. Although I say 2 by 2, now it's going to be fourth on back. As look at the single file starting to ensue here. That front row, the top row, 42, 84, 83. Kevin Winker, Justin Melachar, Gordon Glidewell, all starting to pull away with the pack. Don't look now, though. Here comes I was going to say the inside. Here comes the outside line. Look at the speed. Look at the momentum here. There's just nothing that the inside line has for him at the moment. Looks like 13 of Robert McDonald there trying to make a move. A little bit further in the back of the pack there. No room going for him here. Side by side out of turns number 3 and 4. As we take a look at the old the RVs here tonight. Wait for it. Okay, well, the cars aren't coming out of view. Going back into turns 1 and 2. Here we go. Top 3 starting to break away. Call it top 4 here. Comes Corey Wright. Neil Lapidus, my driver to watch here tonight. I've called him mine one to watch. He could be my driver. He is my race pick to win here. Driver 26 for OSOKOOutdoors.com. He's rocking the Tier 1 shut-up shops on that rear quarter panel. As there you see the outside line start to move once again. Pepsi Machine Chevrolet SS. Eliza Fisher. He finds the speed. He finds a little bit of momentum on his side. He's got Neil Lapidus also on his side. Here we go, checking up in the middle of the pack. We're going to continue to look 2 by 2 by 2 across the start-finish line. How about Kevin Winker? He's continuing to really work the aerodynamic sort of properties here tonight from the Daytona International Speedway. He's got the speed, he's got the momentum, and right now he's got the racecraft to keep it in front of every single other driver here between the Midwest Elite Racing ARCA Series League here in iRacing. Elijah Fisher, he's trying to make that outside line work as he made the inside work on the race restart. Will we see the speed? Will we see the momentum? I don't think it's if. I think it's when will we see the speed across the outside line. That has been where you want to be here tonight, but don't look now. Here comes driver number 18, Caleb Steimer, Corey Wright, as well as the only Neil Lapidus is starting to join the battle as well on that inside line. Coming to 10 laps to go right here. Right now is when we are going to start to see the moves being made. It is not like you might think. Probably 2 to 3 laps to go. Oh no. These drivers are much smarter than that. They know what to expect from one another. It is right now with 10 laps to go. That is 35 miles left in this race if my math is mathin'. Excuse me, it's 25 miles there. I know that's a long way to go. It's a short time to get there. These drivers are going to do what they say can't be done here tonight, showing us how it's done. 9 laps to go from the World Center of Racing. Here comes Ricardo Cano. He's starting to knock in that rear bumper of driver number 26, Neil Lapidus. That inside line trying to find the shorter way around the racetrack here tonight. But right now, the outside line, the speed, the momentum, it's rocking for Kevin Winker, Justin Melachar, Gordon Glidewell, right now our top 3 drivers. As well as those top 3 drivers within the final driver interview spot is that top 3 position. Does Gordon Glidewell continue to play the defense here out of Corey Wright? Here comes some offense of Eliza Fisher. This is what I was talking about. You can't wait until 2 to 3 laps to go. Right now is when you want to make the move. Not a move like that, though. No. Robert McDonald's going to turn Jay down, out and around in front of the race field here tonight. Looks like Caleb Steimer also involved, driver 18. Okay, I'll give it to the drivers. At least we got some green flag running here tonight, but once again, things happen pretty quick here between some ARCA series racing here. Take a look at the 13 as he tries to slot down the inside. That's going to be Robert McDonald, who tags once again. That's Jay Trockey for Trockey Motorsports. It's just we can make 3 wide work here, boys and girls, but when it's I don't know. When we start to have these runs as big as they are within these ARCA series cars, I totally get not wanting to lift off the gas here, but look at this here. Yeah, just not well, real quick, let's rewind that one more time here. So look at the 18, that's Caleb Steimer, bottom of the track. He drifts up off the apron a little bit there. And I will say if Caleb does run that double yellow line there going into the start-finish line, that we would probably get away scotch-free there. But then again, you can't put that on Caleb because, I mean, we've seen this work time and time again here tonight. We've seen 3 wide across the start-finish line work. And it's just, really, I don't think any excuse, respectfully, but what do I know? I'm just producing, commentating, and directing up here tonight. Anyways, goodness gracious, Caleb Steimer. That's about as most damage as I have seen as a ARCA car have here. Driver out of Walton, Kentucky. That's number 18 has seen better days. Richard might want to hide the old eyeballs here. Yep, pace I'm right there with you, tower operator. I think, what did you say? You're driving the 43? I know there was a 4. Hang on. Let me just double check. Oh, Winker Nation. Okay, hashtag Winker Nation. There you go. 42. I almost had it. Okay, well, tower operator, I'm right there with you, although we continue to see the 42 of Kevin Winker up here out front leading laps. I think that car up in front of him, though, I'm right there with you. I think he's led the most laps, and that's the iRacing safety pace car I'm talking about. So we'll have to see here. A tower operator sponsor of the 42 there. That's pretty special. We'll have to take the old zoomed in shots here of our race leader. He's got, once again, the Kyle Larson inspired Target Axe Energizer Chevrolet SS paint scheme here. But the sponsor of it, man, let us know, tower operator, what is your company, and we'll be sure to get your all shout-outs rolling here. So we're going to have some wave arounds here. We're going to keep the lights on that iRacing safety pace car. Should be coming to about 13 laps to go if my math is mathing. Kevin Winker leads that stop out front. Justin Melichar, Gordon Glidewell, Corey Wright, Elijah Fisher, Michael Wright rounding out the top 6. Then 7th through 14th belongs to Christopher Clore, Stoney Beinfield, Ricardo Cano, Frank Ranger Jr., Bobby Blair, Jay Trockey, Robert McDonald, Jeff Scrimshire, Neil Lapidus, Caleb Steimer, Tim Blackenblecker, Sean Abel, rounding out the driver field here tonight that is still within our our lead lap here. My name's Sean Stam. Welcome in Stam Studio Network. We're going to get racing here in just a couple of pace laps time here. Appreciate you all joining in. Take a, I know you probably had it here with this ad. I'm going to take one more break here on SSN. I'll be right back with you.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head to head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome back here live to the virtual World Center of Racing here at Daytona International Speedway, where we continue to have Kevin Winker here out leading the pack. He's going to have Justin Melichar to his side. If you're just now joining us, Justin, driver number 84 here. There's a better shot of him. The eternal driver number 84, Chevrolet SS. Justin, he started up out here on the pole, continues to run within that front row. Corey Wright, he started also up there on the front row. He's going to start in the second row here tonight. He'll start P3 on this race restart. Gordon Glidewell, Elijah Fisher, Michael Wright, Christopher Clore, Stoney Benfield, Ricardo Cano, Frank Ranger Jr. rounding out the top 10. So here we go. We're going to get ready for some more green flag racing. We have Kyle Ricketts right now. He's saying stick with it. The old 27 machine there. Kyle Ricketts rooting on Michael Wright here as we're going to get the green flag once again from the World Center of Racing. Here we go. We're going to take real life driver cams this time by. Here we go. Oh, that was a big check up there. A big wobble. A big kabobble. Looks like these drivers able to make it through. Look at the reaction times there for Michael Bollinger. Hey, Caleb looks like he'll get through it there. That Michigan person, I believe there's probably a Ohio there on the bottom of that. So Justin Melachar. Justin works his way up to the race lead here. Driver 84 able to get his way around up and to the lead after he passes Kevin Winker. And then, of course, Corey Wright there within that battle right there. Those drivers on the bottom real-life driver cams starting to look nose to tail here within the sim world. Justin Melachar, driver left side, leads the pack. But don't look now. Here comes driver 9, Corey Wright. I don't know if that's something that you guys noticed there in YouTube land, but I didn't see any of those drivers blink for at least that whole opening lap here. Look it! Oh my God, that's not gonna work. Elijah tried to send it down the outside. Somehow we're still moving and grooving with just 3 laps to go in this race. Justin Melachar, Corey Wright, Kevin Winker up here in the top 3. Here comes the battle as we start to juke and jive. This is the Hornet's Nest back here for about 8th, 9th, and 10th on back. 3 coming to 2 laps to go. This time by 5 miles left within the World Center of Racing. Oh no, that's not gonna work. I saw that one starting to ensue. Stoney Benfield gets turned. Big one happens here. Looks like he's keeping off. Oh no! I thought our front 5 runners would keep it out of each other here. It's looking like Watkins Glen in the Xfinity race. Continue to burn the midnight oil here tonight on the one, the only Stam Studio Network. Here is when it all starts to ensue here. Just a block that was not quite clear. Elijah Fisher gets turned right back down and around from that Halloween colored paint scheme car. And oh my God, Robert McDonald. Oh no, he had it through there. That's what ended up snowballing the second pack there. I was going to say Robert McDonald, he probably, well, regardless, I'll tell you, Robert McDonald, he does need some new Hanes undies here. Listen in. Oh my God. Okay, possibly a few drivers in concussion protocol virtually here tonight. It's man, oh man. Robert, he had it missed there up until the really sort of second half of that all sort of started to unfold. Terry, what are you saying let's go about? That was the biggest wreck of a lifetime there. You're gonna have Stoney Benfield, Christopher Clore, Neil Lapidus. Oh man, Ricardo is in the pits as well. Oh, there you go, saying, oh no. Yeah, that's that. Okay, maybe I read that chat a little too late there. Sean Abel makes his way down into the pits as well. Frank Ranger involved. Gordon Glidewell, Caleb Steimer, all involved. We're gonna get an overtime race restart here. I apologize to the Overdrive Cup Series. Long story short, I'll be right back with you here. Stick with us, Stam Studio Network. welcome back here in Stam Studio Network. My name's Sean Stam, and we're going to get hopefully through the end of this race all clean, green, and mean. Robert McDonald, though, this might be a little bit of a hinder in that strategy there for us up in the booth, because not sure if you guys can see it, but that rear deck lid, goodness, don't clip that one. Rear deck lid for Robbie McDonald is flapping around everywhere, as well as that front nose as well. It's nowhere to be seen. So if you are a drivers, if you have a copy that is starting behind the number 13 of Robert McDonald, be sure you give him space, as well as if you're driver number 11, Jeff Scrimshire. Well, you're in the meat of the sandwich here. You got two drivers with no front clips, the front and rear of you here. Open damage on Neil. Excuse me, that's the number 10. I was trying to find there. Yep, there you go. Tim Black and Flecker. I don't know why. Once again, I talk like it's me once again, just directing, producing, commentating, everything, doing everything back here behind the scenes, except for racing and except for the league control. I'll leave that up to the men, the myth, the legend, Neil Lapidus, as well as Matt Langley. We appreciate everything that you drivers and league owners do. Appreciate the drivers coming out, putting on a show here tonight. Let's try to get this one finished under green flag conditions here. You don't want to become the new meme league here on SSN here. Believe you me. Barney, raise that Irish flag loud and proud. Here we go. Green flag racing overtime restart for the MER ARCA. Okay, well, that didn't last long. We got one up and down and around. He lands back up on his wheels. So far, the green flag is still out. Race control, I don't know if they're sleeping or what, or if we're just going to continue to have the green flag out tonight. It's looking like it right now. Justin Melichar, Kevin Winker. Right now, the front two runners, no caution flag is out. Here we go, heading into turns 3 and 4 for the second to final time here tonight. Right now, we have to look. We have to hop on board with Bobby Blair. Bobby Blair, he is within this draft range within the front two runners. I don't think you want to be Justin Melichar leading, coming to the white flag here tonight. Bobby, play this run smart. Don't take it yet. Here we go. 84 versus 42 versus 55. The track is clear heading into turns 1 and 2. Bobby Blair says, Sean, nah, man, watch this. I'm going to make it work here into turn 1, or I'm going to try to make it do just that. Justin Melichar, he makes the draft work there. He doesn't cut to the inside line, but doing this, it's going to give Kevin Winker a run of a century here heading out of turn number 2 for the final time from the World Center of Racing. Who makes the move? Who makes it happen here? Coming to the checkered flag here tonight. Here comes Kevin Winker. He dives it down the inside. It's going to be the teamwork that makes the dream work. Two Chevrolets working against the Toyota Camry. Here we go. No, it's going to be Kevin Winker. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's Kevin Winker to victory lane. Man, two Chevy SS's rounding out the top two finish here, but Bobby Blair, that Toyota Camry, matter of fact, gave the shove to Kevin Winker there to come out and win this race. Top 3 driver interviews belonging to Kevin Winker, Justin Melichar, Bobby Blair. Driver in the 4th running position, Neil Lapidus, Stoney Benfield, Jeff Scrimshire, Robert McDonald, Tim Black and Blecker, Robert Cano, Sean Abel rounding out the top 10. We'll get these official race results here in just a few moments' time, as well as these top 3 interviews. Stick with us here on Stam Studio Network. What a race, what a finish. We'll get some replays as well. How about it? Driver 42 makes his way across the start-finish line here with Justin Melichar. Drivers 1 and 2 here tonight. Congratulations. Burn this puppy down. Bullburger Custom Homes there. race winner sponsored by, man, how about it, Kevin Winker. Well, that's going to get quite some cheers in the YouTube chat. There he is, Rick. Congratulations. And hey, man, great broadcast. No, man, great fans out here live in YouTube land. Rick, don't go anywhere. We're gonna stick with us here, and we're gonna have these live driver interviews here in a few moments' time. Kevin Winker, congratulations on once again the checkered flag here tonight. Justin Melchar is gonna take away P2 as well as burn it down. See it. Those are qualifying results. Hang on. Don't look. Don't look. Here you go. Now you can look. The official race results here tonight. Kevin Winker for Revved Racing / Numbed Thumbs Motorsports gonna take away the win here tonight. Justin Melchar, Bobby Blair there for HP Motorsports, going to round out that final driver interview spot coming to the line. Before we get some replays, we'll take a look at that white flag lap. Here, there's Neil Lapidus, league owner. Man, how about it? Neil works his way back up to P4. Stoney Binfield, Jeff Scrimpture, Robert McDonald, his farm with EIO all the way here tonight. LLR Racing brings it home P7. Tim Blackler, Ricardo Cano brings it home in the top 10. Finishes 9th here tonight for Satori Racing out of Buenos Aires, excuse me. Sean Abel, Frank Ranger Jr., Elijah Fisher, Corey Wright, Christopher Clore, Michael Reitz, whichever one it is there, Caleb Steimer, Gordon Glidewell, Tyler Price, running at the top 18. Jay Truckee, TJ Zachary, Matthew Kleckler, Rob Witote, Tony Steele, Michael Bollinger, Craig Spitz, Chase Lewis, James Suggs, as well as Chris Dyke, running up the 28 driver field here tonight. Actually, as well as Kyle Ricketts and, James Suggs and Kyle Ricketts. Stick with us here. We're going to take a look at the white flag lap as well as get these top 3 drivers interviewed. Thanks, everybody. As I ever so slowly make my way down into, live driver interview here, I am down in victory lane with Kevin Winker. Kevin, how about it, man? You got yourself a copy?
Yeah, man, I got you.
Goodness gracious, man. Walk us through that whole white flag lap. What was going through your mind? Was it all just the help out of that Toyota Camry of Bobby Blair right there behind you? Did you know that you had the old shake and bake coming to the start-finish line?
I was actually waiting for the caution to come out there before we got to the white, and I told Justin, my teammate, I'm like, just stay in it, man, stay in it. Maybe we'll get the white, and we got the white, and then it was just me, Justin, and Bobby. I was like, oh, this is gonna set up good. I run with Bobby in other leagues. I know how he runs and stuff, and he tried to pull a move there, but I stayed with Justin there, turn 1 and 2, and then I kind of just got a run on him and went down. Then Bobby went with me into 3, and then Justin just side draft him and held him back, and I just brought it home. But yeah, I mean, when you only got like 3 cars there through the wreck, it's kind of really hard to pick and choose. I mean, especially like Bobby with 2 teammates against 1, he really didn't have really a shot, honestly, because me and Justin were working so well together. So yeah, but like I said, I was just surprised at the caution to come out. I don't know if iRacing didn't want to throw it or how that worked, but I was thankful because I was going to be close on fuel. I had a lap left when I crossed the start-finish line there, so it all worked out. Yeah, it all worked out, and kicked off season with a win, so can't get much better than that.
Man, you took the words out of my mouth there. That was about to be my question. How much fuel did you have left? Obviously enough for that burnout, and well, you answered that, as well as, well, congratulations on the season opening win here tonight for the Midwest Elite Racing League. Kevin, who makes it possible? Is there anybody who you'd like to shout out for this race win here tonight?
Yeah, as always, I'm going to shout to Bruce Muehlberger, Muehlberg Custom Homes, come on board and sponsor me on my leagues. I know I don't have a paint for this car yet, so I'm going to get with my painter and make one up for him, so I can get all of his logos on there and stuff. But shout out to you, Bruce, for tuning in tonight and brought this thing home in Victor Lane, and then all Winker Nation, Shauna, Haley, Jessica, Brett, Nicole, Dylan, Justin, all them guys that come out every night and support me. I can't thank enough for sticking through with this with me, so a big shout to them. My teammates, Justin, Gordon, Corey. Gordon and Corey had some issues tonight late in the race, but we worked well together all night. I mean, we were pretty much top 5, you know, majority of the race. So it's always nice, you know, have some good teammates you can lean on and trust and battle out the end there. So shout out those guys for joining on this season, and then all the league admins that put this on. I know it's a lot of work, so appreciate their all hard work. And last but not least, the broadcast, man. I love going back and watching the races, you know, what I can learn from what I did wrong type thing. But I don't think I did anything wrong tonight because I won. So I'll still go back and watch it. I'll still go back and watch it. But yeah, man, I love the broadcast, so keep the good work, man. And then we'll catch everybody next week.
Well, Kevin, real quick, before we let you get going, I really appreciate that. That goes a long, long way here behind the scenes. And congratulations once again on the season opening race win. That'll be a big old boost within the points here. Very nice burnouts here. Well, being the only the race 1 burnouts here, it's so far burnout of the season. I have to see if that holds up here as we continue to tick on throughout the rest. But Kevin, thank you once again here as we're going to work our way down to P2 and P3. Kevin, have a great rest of your night, man.
Thank you, you too.
Justin Melichar continued to burn it down as well. Justin led quite a few laps here tonight. Justin, this Sean Stam up here live in the old victory lane here, podium finishing lane, you call it. Second place. You got yourself a copy.
Yes, sir. How's it going?
I'm doing pretty good up here. Finally, we started to get some racing action instead of pacing. And well, although I'm right there with Kevin, I'm dumbfounded why the caution didn't come out here. What was it like? I don't know if it was in your rear view mirror right there in front of you. We'll take a replay of it here. But what was it like on you up there in the front row? So what was it like from your point of view?
We were riding, and our plan wasn't to do anything crazy. Once we got the jump, I wanted Kevin to clear up behind me, and then I heard from our other teammate Corey, he said he blew it up, so he money shifted, and from that point I was expecting a caution. I don't know what happened, but we kept rolling, and I told him, you know, make the move, and at that point, you know, 2-on-1, I can't really do much, so, you know, he won it fair and square, got it, and you know, it was a heck of a race, heck of a finish.
Yeah, man, I'm right there with you. We had a driver up on their lid. No caution tonight, but iRacing will subside for it, and it'll bring us a really fun finish up there between these top 3 drivers. Justin, going to take away the sandwich position, P2 here tonight. Be the bridesmaid from the World Center of Racing. Who would you like to shout out? Anybody who makes it all possible for you?
Yeah, just shout out to everyone that puts it on. You know, I won't be able to do a bunch of these, but I probably won't be up front that much. I'm a super speedway merchant, so it's nothing crazy like that. Shout out to my team, Eternal Racing, and on my team in this league, which is you know, Kevin, Corey, and Gordon. Sucks that they got caught up in that little incident at the end there, but it is what it is, man. At least we took it home 1-2, and yeah, I'm excited, I guess. We'll see what happens next week, if I'll be here or not. And yeah, shout out to you guys for putting it on.
Yeah, appreciate that, Justin. That goes a long ways down there, back behind the scenes. Have a great rest of your night. Before we get going with Bobby Blair, driver in the P3 position, just 0.05 seconds separating the second and third driver here. Last driver interview spot, but before we get to him here, live YouTube land, looks like Chloe's going to take away, top 4 are tied in YouTube chats here for the chat win. I'm showing 150 XP live on YouTube for Chloe, Terry, Juan, Metal, as well as Tower Operator. So appreciate y'all joining in here tonight. And now we'll get the driver of P3 here tonight, Bobby Blair. Got yourself a copy. Alrighty, well, no Bobby here tonight, but that is A-okay. Bobby's going to finish out the top 3 running order. I appreciate you all joining in here on Stam Studio Network. Hopefully that was a race opening, an opening that could not be beat here for a league to start off their race season. I appreciate you all joining. Congratulations, Kevin Winker, Justin Melichar, Bobby Blair, our top 3 runners here tonight. Appreciate y'all. Go ahead, drive home safe, and I'll see you in about a week's time. Thanks, everybody.